Yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. We here, baby. We here. We here. Yo, yo. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everybody, man. Welcome to the podcast with Soul. Y'all got to hold on for a minute. I got to make sure I get everything situated. Get me and my special guest today. Listen, this is the podcast with Soul. We want to welcome you. Friday morning, July the 2nd, 2021. Welcome to the show. I got a very, very special guest with me today. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to my man, Anthony Gonzalez over there in Vista, California, man. Shout out to him, man. Spoke to him last night on the phone. Bought a book supporting the platform. Support the platform, man. You can get my books, my hats, my shirts at gunbypublishing.bigcartel.com. Also, check me out on Patreon, Patreon/Sean G. Anthony Gonzalez, man, a young dude out there, 21 years old, Southern California. Say, yo, Sean G, you've been a big motivation and inspiration in my life, going on 8 months clean, no alcohol, and just hit a month with no weed. And I got that motherfucking fed. Look, you know, I just got to say thank you, man. Straight up, son. Big things coming to you and yours. I'm the Merc Crew on YouTube and Anthony Gonzalez on Patreon. And Don't Stop. Big props on the podcast. And Dope Brand, Astigmatism in My Soul. Peace, man. Shout out to Anthony Gonzalez, man. Today, this is my first time having anybody on my podcast. Can y'all see her good? Ain't she pretty, y'all? Slide over a little bit. Slide over. There she go. I want to get her in here good. First of all, I want to thank everybody that's been supporting me, supporting my platform. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Share this link. And you know, take care of what you got to take care of, man. We here, we live. I've known my first guest. I met you a long time ago, right, Alicia? Back in the 80s, man. But we never, okay, you can bring that microphone over. We recently, let me change this. Hold on a second, y'all. Y'all gotta rock with me, man. Y'all gotta rock with me. Let me get this out the way. Hold on. We got a real soldier with us here today, man. We got a real soldier with us. Got my girl Alicia here. We recently connected thanks to a brother that I know. Shout out to Al Ra. And Al Ra. How did you meet Al Ra, Alicia?
Through Madeline.
Right. Madeline,
Yeah.
he was doing something with breast cancer, something like that?
Yeah, he was doing a giveaway and she told him my story.
Right.
That's how.
And then he gave you a hat and
Yeah, I won a hat from him.
all right. You man, shout out to Al Ra, man. Check Al Ra out on Instagram. He's got his clothing line called Pro Se Apparel, man. Check him out, man. So I follow him, and then I saw the video that he posted.
Yeah, with him coming to my house.
Right, giving you the stuff. And then I went on your page and I'm looking at you and I'm like, damn, man, you look familiar, right? But I haven't seen you probably since like the mid to late 80s.
Yeah.
And, come to find out, it was you. And, I got to tell you, man, your story, I do a lot of motivational stuff, man, but your story really hit home with me. Let's talk about you, Alicia. Where you from? Passaic, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Born and raised?
Born and raised.
What hospital you was born in?
Beth Israel.
Down on Park? Yeah. I was born in Beth Israel too, man.
It's not there no more.
Man, shout out. If you was born in Beth Israel on Park, man, shout out to you, man. I was born in there too. 1969?
68.
68. All right, so you older than me. All right. Biracial?
Yes.
Okay.
My mom's Italian, my dad's black.
Okay. And all public schools in Passaic?
Yeah.
What elementary school you went to?
Number 1 school.
Up on
Van Houten.
Yeah.
And number 4 and then high school, Passaic High.
Okay. I think that's when I met you, when you was at Passaic High. Yeah. Hold on a second, y'all. Y'all know a nigga got to get the coffee in him, man. So now, Alicia, let's get right into it, man. Stage 4 breast cancer.
Yeah.
Could
I was
you
diagnosed in February 2018. And I was only stage 0 then. So it was only in my left breast. But it was my choice to have both my breasts removed so that I wouldn't be in the position I am in now, but it didn't work that way.
All right, so now, Alicia, do us a favor, man. Walk us through you wake up one day, everything is all right, and then by that night, when you go to sleep, everything is not all right. Could you walk us through that day?
Of how I found out?
Yeah.
I had like a sore on my nipple, and I ignored it for like 3 months. And then one day it just got worse, so I went to the doctor, and she told me that I had to have all these tests done. I had a biopsy done. I had a mammogram done. And then about a week later, she called me. And she literally told me over the phone that I have breast cancer. And then she told me that I have to go see this doctor. So I saw like 3 different doctors. And then I sat down with the breast doctor.
How old are you at this point, Alicia?
2018.
49?
Yeah.
All right, so you sit down with these doctors.
And, I didn't have the option of not having my breast removed because they said because it was in my milk ducts. I had to have the breast removed. And she gave me the option of just doing the left or doing both. And I wanted to do both because I didn't want it to come back and in the other breast because I didn't want to go.
This is the second meeting?
Yeah.
And you already go to like All right, let's just get
Yeah.
both my breasts removed.
Yeah, it took, I thought about it for like 2 weeks.
How'd you feel when you first found out?
I was devastated. It was hard because I had to tell my kids, and I really didn't know what the outcome was going to be. I never broke down and cried though. That's one thing I never did. So when I told the breast doctor that I wanted to have both breasts removed, she was like, okay. So then, I went to go see a plastic surgeon, and I had the procedure done. And at first, my insurance company didn't want to pay for the plastic surgeon, so I felt like the plastic surgeon gave up on me because when they put the tissue expanders in, my body rejected it. So I had to have emergency surgery to have them removed. That was
To have your breast removed
no, just the expanders.
that he put in?
Yeah, and
Wait a minute, he put it in and didn't finish?
because it rejected my body, he didn't finish because my insurance wouldn't pay him. So I had to get a new plastic surgeon, and that was the first time I met the new plastic surgeon when I had to have the emergency surgery
So the first plastic surgeon started something,
and didn't finish.
didn't finish because he couldn't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck your health. All right.
So then when I went to see the new plastic surgeon, he said, I have an option. They could take the expanders out, put new ones in, and then I could start from there. Or he could just take them out and close me up, and I could wait till I'm ready. So I went the whole year of 2019 with no breast. And that was the worst part of my life.
And you had breasts your whole life? You had like
Yeah.
voluptuous breasts your whole life?
Yeah.
Okay. And then now they're gone.
Now I had nothing.
And you're waking up in the morning looking at this.
No, I never looked in the mirror. I would never get dressed in front of someone. I never liked the way I looked in clothes. So that year was the roughest year of my life.
Psychologically.
Yeah. But I never gave up. I never let cancer take over my mind. Like I kept going every day, waking up every morning. And, I would say to myself, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to do good. So then January of 2020, I called the plastic surgeon and I said, okay, I'm ready. So I went, I had the surgery. They put the expanders back in.
What's an expander?
It stretches the skin to give you room for either implants, or what I did was I had the fat taken from my stomach to have my breast reconstructed. So what they do with the expanders is when they put them in, they fill it with saline. Like once every 2 weeks, I get filled with saline until the skin is stretched enough. So that's what I did. And then I had my first surgery to have them reconstructed. Altogether, I had 9 surgeries because when they took the fat from my stomach to do the reconstruction, the mesh that they put in, it got infected. So I could have died from the infection before I could die from the cancer. That's how bad the infection was. So I had to have emergency surgery to have my stomach cut back open, to have the mesh removed. And then they closed it up and stuff like that. But then through the process of all the reconstruction and stuff, I found another lump because they did remove my lymph nodes, but I found another lump through one of the surgeries. So he had it removed and tested, and it came back that it was cancerous. So then I finally went back to see my breast doctor, and the first thing she said to me was, oh, I thought you didn't come back because your insurance didn't want to pay us. Again with the insurance. So I could have, if she would have followed up with me, because it was my first rodeo, so I didn't know, like,
Right.
from dealing with a plastic surgeon who's doing all the reconstruction, that I still had to go see the breast doctor.
Right.
Because the whole month of 2019, I didn't have no breast. So what were you going to check?
The whole year 2019.
Yeah, so, that upset me when she said that. And then I finally seen an oncologist, and that was the first time that I've ever had a PET scan done. And when I had the PET scan done, I went to go see the oncologist, and I had my daughter with me, and one of my good friends that I graduated high school with, Ada.
Shout out to Ada, man.
So the oncologist, she said to me, she says it's not too good of news. She said, it's spread to your lungs. So I said, okay. What do we do now?
The cancer has spread to your lungs.
And I said, okay, so what do we do now? And then she said that's not it. She said it also spread to your spine. So, I took a breath. I looked at my daughter, and I could see her eyes were watering. And then she said, but it's also in your bones. And I'm like, all right, so when do we start? What do we do? And she said, and you're stage 4. So in the beginning, in 2018, I started off stage 0. And now, here in 2020, I'm stage 4, and it's spread in 3 different areas. So, they started me on chemo right away. And even in that time, it spread a little bit more in my bones. And then I have like a little spot in my stomach. So besides doing chemo, I also get a shot in my stomach for the bones. So I do that once every 3 weeks.
And that's what you're doing now.
Yeah. But
wow.
I don't let it I don't let it take over my life. Like, I just continue to enjoy my life. I wake up every morning and I put my feet on the ground and I say it's another day.
All right. And you still undergoing chemotherapy?
Yeah, I'm going to have to do chemo practically the rest of my life.
And how often do you do chemo?
Once every 3 weeks.
How do they do that? What is that chemotherapy? What is it, a pill? Or?
No, the first chemo, I was on 3 different chemos the first time, and that was the strongest because that's when you lose your hair, you're sick all the time. I have a port in my chest.
That thing right there?
Yeah, and what they do is they put a needle through there, and then the chemo goes through my blood veins. Because I can't get IV because my veins are so small that they can't find any veins. And because I have no lymph nodes, like I can't have blood pressure or any blood work done out of my arms. So that's why they put the port.
Yo, Alicia, man, you're amazing, man.
Yeah, but I can't give up too because I look at my kids every day, and they're my life. If anybody knows me, especially from Passaic, if anybody knows me, they know my kids are my life.
What's your daughter's name?
Brianna.
Man, shout out to Brianna, man. Brianna in the building.
And my son's name is Jordan.
Man, shout out to Jordan, man. Jordan and Brianna, shout out to y'all.
I mean, it's hard for everybody in my family, like my mom, because, I live with my mom. So in the beginning, it was hard for her because, she saw me at my worst days through chemo. And then when I started chemo, that's when the COVID hit. So my mom and daughter came with me to my first chemo. And then after that, I had to go by myself.
Right.
I had to drive myself. I had to sit there by myself. So that was hard for my mom to accept.
Now, Alicia, you still work every day too.
Yeah, I work. Even after each of my surgeries, because like I said, I had 9 surgeries altogether. So even after each of my surgeries, when I came home from surgery, the next day I would work because I work from home. So I didn't let that stop me.
You work from home as a result of COVID, or
No, my boss had moved to Idaho, so he said that we could, he wanted us to work from home instead of renting an office out here. So I think it was a month before I was diagnosed with cancer that I was working from home.
let me and I spoke to you about this. Your mental game, it shows in your conversation, it shows in your life. You get up, you work every day. You haven't allowed yourself to become mentally beat down
No,
by your situation.
I refuse to. Like, I'll cry here and there, but like, you're gonna make me cry. Stop.
Yo, we're gonna get her to cry, man. Shout out to Alicia, man. She gonna cry on my show, man.
Because sometimes I sit there and ask myself why, but then I say, God got my back, and He's not gonna let anything happen to me, and I'm not going nowhere.
And I think Alicia, man, you look great.
Thank you.
Your disposition is sunny. Your attitude is top notch. And me just knowing how the body is the servant of the mind, that has to be the fact that your mental game is so strong. That has to be why you look so good and you're still living. You're a responsible, productive member of society still. And I don't know anyone per se in particular, but I'm certain that there were people that were told the same things you was told, that mentally just fell down, decomposed, and their body went with it.
Yeah, and I want people like females to know that you can't let what you're going through, like people who have breast cancer, you can't let that take over your mind. You just have to keep moving. You just have to tell yourself you could do this, you could beat this. Because that's what I do every day. I tell myself I could beat this. I'm not going to let it take over my life. And, my doctor told me that right now, at this point, my cancer cells are at a very good stage. It hasn't spread anymore. They haven't gotten any bigger. I did have radiation on my spine because it did spread a little bit in my spine. So I did have radiation there. But just like my girl Madeline told me, she said, Alicia, she said, you're doing so good because the cancer saying to itself, oh, this bitch is strong. We ain't got nowhere else to go. And it's because of the fact that I fight every day. Mentally, and I don't give up. Like, I don't, even when I'm in pain, I don't give up. I keep moving. Like now, the particular chemo that I'm on now, it affects the nerves in my feet and in my legs.
Yep.
So I don't sleep good at night. I don't know what sleep is anymore because of the pain. There's times in the morning where I can't walk because my feet hurt so bad. But I do, because I'm not going to lay in the bed and let this take over my life. I refuse to do that. So if you see me walking funny one day, then you know it's the nerves in my feet.
Shout out to Alicia. Alicia, that's so dope. And your story can inspire people, and I know it's going to inspire some women that have just gotten diagnosed with breast cancer, and that's who we want to reach.
Mm-hmm.
But in other areas of other people's lives, you know, people are going through things and they're allowing their minds to be overwhelmed and overtaken by a circumstance, by a situation. And when you do that, you can begin to live a self-fulfilling prophecy of doom, man. You can actually create your own demise with your thoughts, man. And you know, that's what's so dope about you. You haven't allowed that, man. And there have been people, and even in my life, you know, with some shit I'm going through, you know, I'm there too, nowhere to the extent of what you're dealing with. But, you know, you gotta summon something in you mentally, man, and in your soul that, you know, you have to try to rise above certain shit, man, in order to live. Because if you allow things to get in your brain, man, it can really destroy you, man.
And you know, I don't like to be the center of attention. I really don't. I don't tell my journey for pity, because that I definitely don't want. I don't want no pity. But I'm glad that I can be an inspiration to a lot of people. And one of them is Madeline, because
Man, shout out to Madeline, man. Shout out to Rita Garcia, man.
yeah,
Mad Dog, what up?
she, you know,
She's number one. She's a
yeah,
big fan of yours, man.
yeah, and you know, she has her, you know, her own, you know, personal problems with stuff.
We all do.
Yeah, and you know, when she goes to the doctors and stuff, she wears my breast cancer shirts, or she wears the bracelet, and you know, I love her to death, and she always knows that I'm gonna be by her side through anything, and I'm glad I can be an inspiration to a lot of people. Like, there's a lot of people that follow me on Facebook, and they're, you know, they tell me every day that I'm an inspiration, I'm a strong person, and I'm glad I can do that. But like I said, I never wanted to be the center of attention. I didn't. And I just wanted people that I know, that know me, to know what I was going through. All the extras, that's a plus. To me, that's a plus.
Alicia, these 9 surgeries, you were put down, you were under anesthesia all
Yeah,
9 times?
all 9 times.
And you had 9 surgeries inside of a 2-year period?
Yeah. And I never took a pain pill. The only time I took a pain pill was in the hospital when they gave it to me. But as far as home, I never took a pain pill.
You still don't take pain?
No, I don't take. I don't do pills.
You just
Yeah, the doctor gave me pills for the nerves in my feet, and you know, I look up the side effects. One of the side effects is anxiety. I ain't have anxiety in 3 years. I'm gonna let a pill give it to me. So I deal with the pain. I don't.
just tough it out.
Yeah.
Yo, man, shout out to Alicia, man. You know, dope story, man. Definitely what I needed to hear. You know, I think me meeting you at this particular time is important for me, because, you know, we all got these lives. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you can get down and you could begin to think that, like, oh, woe is me. And you hear other people's story and you understand that you're not alone, you know, that everyone is working with something, man.
And that's one thing, I was never alone from the beginning. Never alone. Like, my best friend Tora was always by my side. My girlfriend Ashley, who lives in South Amboy, the day when I got diagnosed, I believe it was the second time I got diagnosed, she came all the way from South Amboy to be by my side. So from the first time I was diagnosed to the second time I was diagnosed, and even to now, I was never, ever alone. Like, I have the biggest support system ever. And I think that's also what helped me. You need to have a good support system.
So, what's next? You're still working. You're not working today, though, right?
Yeah, after this, I have to
You gotta go to work after
this.
this. Hey, y'all, man, yo, your fucking energy is
Yeah,
crazy.
I have to go to
Alicia,
work
man.
after this.
What about on the dating tip? You know, did all of this like cramp your style with that? Are you into that? Are you not into that?
No, when I got diagnosed, I was in a relationship, but that went downhill after I got diagnosed. I don't know if it was because he couldn't handle it but right now, I'm just focused on myself. I don't want a relationship. Um, I have to put myself first, and that's what I'm doing. I never did it before. I always put people before me. So now it's about Alicia. Alicia's number one. And if you can't deal with it, then keep it moving.
Hey, man, Alicia number one, man. If you can't deal with it, man, keep it moving. You heard what she said, man. We don't play that shit over here. Do you know, are you involved in any kind of breast cancer support group? Do you talk with other women that are?
Never was. I never, like, I follow groups on Facebook. I did that in the beginning. And, some of the stories would make me angry because I would see them post pictures of like their last day of chemo. They're in remission, and it would make me mad because it's like, okay, when am I going to get there? When am I going to be able to ring that bell and say my last day of chemo? And then, come to find out that I have to be on chemo for practically the rest of my life just so that it doesn't spread or it doesn't get bigger and it stays under control. So I really never reached out to support groups. I just did it myself.
Your diet. Alicia, you got tears right now. Y'all made her cry on my show, man. Y'all leave Alicia alone, man. Talk about your diet, man. Were you ever told, or do you know what was the onset of the cancer? What brought it on, or just you don't know? All right. What about your diet pre-diagnosis and post-diagnosis?
I never had a diet.
Yo, Alicia ain't got no diet, man. She eat what she want to eat, man.
But I really don't have an appetite. Like, I'll only eat one meal a day. Or sometimes I can go without eating because I don't have an appetite. Sometimes I force myself to eat. You could never tell, but I never had a diet.
It's been like it was like that always, or is it just like that?
No.
You used to eat.
Yeah.
Do you work out? You exercise?
No, that's not in my vocabulary.
Man, she don't work out, man. At least she don't work out. That ain't even in her vocabulary, man.
No. Mm-mm. And right now, I really can't because of where the cancer is. Like, because it's in my spine and my bones. Like, I can't jeopardize that.
Right. You can't be working out and
No. And
putting all that under all that kind of stress and fatigue.
I wouldn't do that anyway.
What's Alicia's? I think you already told us this already. You said that really your kids is the one anchor and the gasoline, in your tank that fills your cup up every day. Is there anything else that you do or think of that gives you the drive and the energy to keep going?
Just the fact that I'm not ready to go. I'm not. I have a whole life to live yet. I'm young. And I can't leave my kids out here.
I got the dopest channels on YouTube, man, hands down, man. You listen. Yo, hit that like button. Everybody over here on this live on my big page, I put the link at the top to the podcast link. So this way you can hear us through the mic. You can hear all the sound effects. Click the link at the top, the podcast with Soul, and come on over. Alicia, man, your shit is dope, man. You know, you're I mean, you hear of people just giving up and quitting.
Don't get me wrong, I thought about that. I did think about giving up, but I refused. My mind refused to let me give up.
Giving up in what way? What you mean?
Where I just wanted just to lay down and be like, just take over my life. That's
Let it do what it do.
Let it do what it do. But then I woke up one morning and I'm like, no, I can't. I woke up and I said to myself, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, and I'm going to beat this. And I've been doing it every day.
Positive self-talk, positive self-affirmations, and self-confidence. This is what I'm hearing from you, man. And I talk about this a lot on my channel. You know, the conversation I say all the time, the biggest conversation I have in my life is the one I have with me. You know, and I got to tell myself nice things to myself. I got to tell myself good things about myself.
And, you know, I also have to thank my mom because...
What's your mother's name?
Rosalind.
Man, shout out to Rosalind, man. Check Rosalind out.
Because my mom raised a very strong person. She raised me to be strong. She raised me to be independent. And just watching my mom be a single mom and how she raised me and my brother is what made me strong.
Yo, shout out to her brother, Gary Carter. Me and Gary Carter played softball. We used to kill shit in number 11 Park, man. Check him out, y'all. Gary Carter, what's up, man? You remember the dope center fielder, man. He couldn't get nothing by me. You just see people, Alicia, man, giving up and quitting for something so much smaller than what you're dealing with, man. Could you give them a little something, man? I got some young dudes that are trying to stop smoking weed. They trying to stop getting high. They in the throes of addiction. You know, with all of the news media and all of the nonsense going on, you know, there's a lot of fear in the world. There's a lot of the vibration is real low. Could you give the people a little something, man, to just keep going? I mean, you've already done it, man, but could you just say a little something to them and let them know, man, just get up and go one more day, man?
You just got to wake up every morning and say you could do this. God got your back, definitely. You know, he put you on this earth for a reason. So you just have to be strong and just keep telling yourself you could do this. And as far as like quit drinking and smoking, first of all, your mind has to be ready to do that. If you're not ready inside to do it, it's not going to work. So you have to sit there and you have to say to yourself, I'm ready to stop. And once you get that through your mind, it's a walk in the park after that.
You got to lock it in. Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all, listen, man. My girl, Alicia, my first guest on the podcast with Soul, man. You know, and when I reconnected with you, it was no doubt in my mind that I wanted you to come on the podcast, man.
And I don't do this for anybody.
Man, she don't do this shit for anybody, man. What y'all talking? Y'all, you see what it is?
Yeah.
You see it? Well, I thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you. But I knew that I said I got to get her. I said Alicia gonna be my first guest on my podcast, man, because I deal with real shit over here. I don't do the buffoonery thing. You know, to me, life is, yeah, you got to have fun and you laugh and kick it and all that, but life is a very serious thing, especially if you're trying to get anything done and live a life worth living. And, you know, a lot of my shit is motivation, what I do on this page and on my other page. And when I heard you and what your story was, you know, and then, you know, how good you look, I said, yeah, I got to. And in your mind, you know, I was listening to your mind, you know, which is one thing that I often do when I meet people, male or female. I listen to your mind, right? And how I listen to your mind is I listen to what comes out of your mouth. And from there, I can decide whether if I want to deal with you or not, man. And but when I talked to you and I went on your page, I said, yeah, you know, I said, this is somebody I want. It's gonna be my first guest on my podcast. So I thank you for coming. Listen, if you want to follow Alicia on Instagram, her Instagram link is underneath this video on the Podcast with Soul page, man. I want to give a shout out to everybody on my big page that came through. Post Vision, what's up, man? I see you, man. Anybody got any questions for Alicia, man? Anybody got any questions for her? Zen Thomas, I see you. Bobby the Space Ghost. Maclo 95, she's a soldier.
Thank you.
Yeah, Maclo 95. That's why the precious previous generations say that way. You wake up, it's a blessing. Yep. JC, Queen Alicia is a warrior. Appreciate her sharing her story and her strength, pushing for this type of mental greatness. She damn sure got it. Wow, Alicia, you're a special lady. You're an amazing lady. I have no words and also have no excuse to complain. Man, shout out to Bobby the Space Ghost. Lewis Kerr, big love from the United Kingdom. United Kingdom, England in the house, man. P. West, I see you, man. You see what it is. We strong. Maclo 95, peace. Thank you, sister, for your truth. Keep fighting. That's what we do. And CMOS. All right, all right. All right, man. Mass gaining guy watching from Memphis, Tennessee. Live life to the fullest, man. Anybody got any questions for Alicia? There you go. Mass gains on both of them, man. Zen Thomas, we see you, man. A good woman and a strong woman. Peace, man. You know, this is what we do, man. So Alicia's got to go to work. Y'all know y'all would want to sit here and look at it. She look good too, y'all. Y'all see her sitting down, but she look good too. So there's no special guy in your life right now, Alicia?
No.
Niggas still be trying to step to you though?
Yeah, but I'm
Man, niggas be trying to step to Alicia, man. They step to her. They step to her.
I'm good.
Why you good, Alicia?
Because I'm told you I'm focusing on myself.
All right. But niggas be trying to step to you though? Hey man, listen, I put her on the spot, man. I put her on the spot, man. So for the ladies, and that's so it's not over. It's not over because you get diagnosed with breast cancer.
No, your life is not over.
And from the male sexual department, none of that has any of that been impacted in terms of like the desire or anything. Mm-mm. Yeah, so man, this shit don't stop, man. Y'all thought it stopped, man. Yeah, it don't never stop, man. So you just at this point are choosing.
Right.
You just saying, you know, because that just is another added thing. Mm-hmm. All right. All right, man. So listen, man, you shoot your shot. If you see Alicia, man, shoot your shot. You never know what you might catch her one day. Craig Mason, I see you, my man, Craig Mason. Thank you for joining the channel, man. I see you, Craig. Costa the Pupil. All right, Tough Rita from Jersey City as one of the women who has commented All right, here it is. What is your strength? Where does it come from? That's a question for you, Alicia, from Tafrida.
Like I said before, my strength comes from my kids. I look at them every morning, and I just say to myself, I'm fighting this for them.
There it is, Tafrida, Chilltown, Jersey City on the check-in, man. Who else? Let me see. A. Sean, respect and blessings. Thanks for being a positive influence here on earth. We need you. Peace. God is great all the time, man. Shout out to Alfie, man. Alfie, I see you, kid. Anybody else got any questions for Alicia? Because she got to go back to work, man. We got to let her go back to work, man. Shout out to Craig. Hey, Stretch, man, I appreciate you, man. I see you. Look up Simpson Oil. Peace, y'all. Fox Mulder. Craig Mason, she is definitely a great inspiration. Tafrida wrote back from Jersey City, you're amazing, Alicia. Y'all can catch her. Her link is underneath the bottom of underneath this video. Let me go over to this one. Let me see what kind of comments we got over here. Underneath this video. Let me turn that. All right, so now Stizzy's in the building, man. I admire you, Alicia. Beautiful inside and out. Your story is incredibly inspiring, and you have a phenomenal attitude. Rashan boy, outlasting the pain. Make LaRue flip. Make LaRue flip, man. Amsterdam, Romania in the building. That's my man. Make LaRue flip. G Gates, keep fighting, Alicia. Starts in the mind. Man, shout out to my homeboy G Gates out there in Las Vegas. Starts in the mind, ends in the grind. Kenny RR, Modu Drama. She's beautiful. What's up, Sean? Joe Bodo, keep going hard, Alicia, one day at a time. War Hall in the building. Thank you, Alicia, listening to your story as I do my 10 sets of 10 burpees. Thanks for the strength. All right. Newark, Jersey. I see you, T-Con. Peace, King. Stay blessed, Alicia. She's beautiful. The Merc crew, they got my homeboy right there, man. Anthony Gonzalez out there, San Diego, California, Vista, California in the building, checking in early. It's 6:30 out there. He's up. What up, Sean G? We up in here. Stizzy from Brooklyn. Not a question, but much love to Alicia. Beyond inspiration, man. Where do you guys get your focus from? Where you get your focus from, Alicia?
Myself. I really don't know.
You just refuse.
I just refuse to give up.
It's like it's almost like you. It's almost like you done told yourself this shit don't even exist, man.
To me, it's a battle that I'm not going to give up. Like I was a fighter all my life, and this is just something that I'm fighting even harder for myself.
You was a fist fighter?
Yeah.
Man, Alicia was a fist fighter, man. Don't you? Hey. Alicia was a fighter all her life.
But this is a whole different type of fight. It's a fight for my life. It's a fight for me to be here for my kids every day, to show them that, like, to me, I'm also showing my kids, never give up, always be strong, always fight in everything you do. So it's like, it's just me.
Fit over 50, y'all. 52 years old. Listen, man, it's 9:30. Alicia got to go and go to work. She was kind enough to come. Alicia, thank you for coming on my show.
Welcome.
You're welcome to come back anytime.
If I get any more updates.
We're going to have you back on.
September, I go for my next CAT scan and bone scan.
The CAT scan is the dome piece?
Well, I go in that machine, yeah, they scan.
They slide you in, they scan your whole body?
This month I go for an echo for my heart because, chemo could affect the valves in your heart. So I get that checked every 3 months.
Yo, you amazing, man. You amazing. Hey, follow Alicia on Instagram. Her link is underneath there. Sexy Lee. Check her out, y'all. Sexy Lee. I want to thank everybody for coming through. Make LaRue flip. I see you, man. Let's see anybody over here. The creator will continue to watch after you. Thank you, Alicia. Chicago in here. Jarrell Harris, man, how do you feel? All right, Chicago's got a question for you, Alicia. In here, how do you feel to know you beat cancer?
I feel good. I don't feel like I beat it yet. Not until they tell me that I don't have to get any more chemo. I feel like it's just under control right now. Like my doctor hasn't said that, you know, I'm in remission. So right now I don't feel like I beat it yet. I beat it because I'm not letting it take over my life. That's how I feel I beat it. But other than that, I just feel like until that day comes, then I'll know that I beat it all around the board.
Okay. R. Press, where did you receive your treatment?
I go to Holy Name Hospital in Teaneck.
Man, shout out to Holy Name Hospital in Teaneck, New Jersey, man. My man Craig wants to send you some free sea moss. You eat sea moss? Craig, she don't know what sea moss is. It's I've taken it. It's supposed to be some real super healthy, natural food with a bunch of minerals and things like that. It's something good. I've taken it. Dr. Sabi, a lot of the natural healers swear by it. He wants to send you some.
Okay.
And some few other health products. I'm gonna get her info for you, Craig. I'll send it to you. Okay, I will educate her, tell her to link with me. I'm gonna give you his number. Is it okay for me to give him your number, or you give him? We'll put it together. At least you gotta go, y'all. Listen, man, thanks for coming through. The podcast was sold. Share this link. If you know anybody that has breast cancer, has been diagnosed with breast cancer, share this link with them. And Alicia, man, thank you for coming through, man. All right, y'all. Peace.